Welcome to MedTech Smarts with Rita, the podcast where MethodSense founder and CEO Rita King explores essential insights from MedTech executives. My name is Anna Crooke, and today Rita and I will be taking a closer look at one of the most talked about advancements for the FDA, their artificial intelligence tool, Elsa. Thanks for taking the time to talk about this today, Rita.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Rita, can you explain to our audience how the FDA is currently using their AI tool, Elsa?
Oh, certainly. First of all, this is very exciting that FDA has introduced Elsa because I think that it will offer a lot of benefits to the industry as well as some challenges at the beginning. So the tool right now, Elsa, is being used to help them summarize 510K material, not the material that they are considered confidential, but material like safety testing, biocompatibility reports. So it's going to be their assistant, their virtual assistant, to be able to figure out whether the submission is complete, whether the guidance has been followed, whether there is any labeling inconsistencies, and all other critical, really, ways to fulfill FDA's mission. Because if we think a little bit about it, FDA is about helping devices get to market, but they want safe devices to market. So it's wonderful that just like all of us are starting to utilize AI to become more efficient, they are also trying to become more efficient with Elsa.
That's great. So if they're utilizing Elsa, can you walk us through a scenario that explains how a submission to the FDA now is going to be changing with them involved?
Yes, and that's really very interesting because it means a shift a little bit on the way that we are thinking. Here, for example, at MethodSense, we are truly proficient on working, number one, very collaboratively with the FDA. We've been working together for over 25 years, and myself, I have been working with the FDA for over 35 years. So, but as the tool is coming into play, we now need to think a little bit different about how we also collaborate and work with the FDA to help them, and in return to help ourselves so that we can continue getting submissions to the market faster. So let's look at some thoughts, for example, some ideas of how Elsa can be used to our advantage. When we prepare a 510K submission, we know that the time that the FDA takes from the beginning that they're going to receive the submission to the end where the submission is going to receive the final decision will be ideally 90 days. And if they put us on hold, we have an additional 180 days. Now, we do our very best as industry to put together our submissions. It goes to the FDA, and it starts with administrative review. That takes 15 days. And now comes Elsa. Those first 15 days, it's a wonderful opportunity for the tool to support the FDA by confirming that the format is correct, all the material is in place, that the guidance has been followed, and that means that sloppy submissions are going to be something of the past, or we're going to deal with a lot more delays. Also, following the guidance, making sure that we have identified the appropriate guidance for the particular device is going to be very important, and it has to be well understood that the guidance has been followed. And then the way that we write. Right now, when we write submissions, we make sure that the scientific reviewer can fully understand how we're thinking, what the innovation is all about. And so maybe let's imagine a safety test report received something unconventional. Maybe it passed at the end, but it had some challenges on its way. So some things that we will do is we will put a cover page and we will be speaking to our reviewer to help them understand why we consider the results still passing. Well, now with Elsa, we need to think about it how not to be flagged as not passing, in which case it will create delays and it will put us on hold. So all right, so going back to the administrative review that I started, so the first 15 days, we want to make sure that the submission is complete. Again, it's not sloppy, and we can get through that review and get to the next point. The next point is the substantive review. Again, Elsa can be helpful by summarizing certain test results. As I mentioned in my example, let's say we have a biocompatibility test report, and that test report may have certain inconsistencies, or again, the cover page was helping us. Now Elsa's job is to find those and point them to the reviewer. And again, they may not see that additional explanation that we provided. So we have to think more carefully about how to write our submissions. And then after the 60 days have passed, hopefully we would have had some interactive review that gives us now an opportunity, especially if we have more interactive reviews. That will be a wonderful tool for the FDA that I believe they will use to make sure that what Elsa is giving them back is fully understood. But that also means an opportunity for the industry to explain to their reviewers anything that maybe was not easily found or understood by the tool. And then if we get on hold, we will see what has been misunderstood by the FDA. And our goal as industry, it will be to get the submissions out of hold as soon as possible, and to get to the decision, which hopefully will be favorable. But again, the first year at least, I imagine we will have some growing pains or learning pains as the tool is learning, and we will all have to figure ways to think not just as the reviewer, but also as the AI tool.
AI itself is a hot topic for every industry right now, and there are concerns regarding security and proprietary information. How does that impact the FDA and Elsa?
One area can be cybersecurity, which is a very hot topic with the FDA these days. Also, products that they incorporate AI, and they have a lot of also clinical testing, reviews of the clinical protocols, and figuring out inconsistencies. These are additional areas where Elsa will be able to support the FDA reviewers. Now, FDA is promising that no confidential information that belongs to the different innovations will go through the tool to be able to learn from it. And I truly believe that this will be the case. But that doesn't mean that protocols and other relevant information will not go through the tool.
So ultimately, AI tools are supposed to make processes more efficient when used by people. So you brought up the point of Elsa may flag certain things that previously may not have been. How do you believe that FDA efficiency is actually going to be improved with Elsa?
Yes. So I want to bring up a very interesting example that I think it's important for us to put everything into perspective. Because if we think about it, FDA consists of multiple departments with a lot of experts focused in particular areas. And just like any other company that receives requests from customers, we, the industry, are the customers of the FDA. So today, as an entity, a particular department may receive a number of submissions that we have no idea how many. So today, they may receive one, and tomorrow, they may receive 50, 100, 150. So the amount of people is not changing. The expectations of the industry are not changing. We all want our submissions to be reviewed as fast as possible and meet the deadlines and the timelines. As a matter of fact, I want to also compare to one more interesting fact, and this is U.S. reviews versus reviews in Europe based on notified bodies. So with the FDA, we expect again that that particular process will be followed, and either 60 days later we're going to get a notice that's going to say that our submission may go on hold, or in 90 days we're going to have a decision. In Europe, on the other hand, the notified bodies are telling us that they also follow a process, which is wonderful. However, they are, if they do get this 100, 150 submissions that we were just talking a few minutes ago that I was explaining, their timeline will not be the same as FDA's. FDA meets their deadlines. And this is what's so wonderful, that we have FDA with, in the US, and they're so committed to those deadlines. The challenge, though, is that when they receive so many submissions all at once, and they only have the limited amount of people that may be part of the department, they are expected to do an equally good job, just like they did if they had one submission. And for the product that is going to go to market to be as safe as the one that would have been maybe scrutinized more if they had more time. So what Elsa is here to do is to help us continue bringing safe products in the market with more consistency. So that is, and that's how I believe Elsa is going to help the FDA. But again, we need to give them a little bit of time, because they're going to need time for the tool to learn, and for them to learn how to use it in a way that doesn't slow us down.
I think that makes a lot of sense, giving it time for them to actually utilize it. With that, then, what should companies be doing differently to respect of the efficiency of their submission process? Because with this AI tool, submission should be different, I would think.
Yeah. So first of all, this is an opportunity again for companies to see that the FDA is actively interested in getting more consistency and safer products to market. So what that means is companies like ourselves, MethodSense, that we have 25 years of experience, and we get to speak with the FDA on a daily basis. And again, our 25 years is like, as a company, we have hundreds of years of combined expertise. So we are able to very quickly understand, adjust the methodologies that we use, the ability to understand what areas of the submission require a different way of writing, a different way of communicating. So companies that utilize again, companies like ourselves, MethodSense in particular, we can actually advise them on how to get the submission better prepared. If there is something that's unusual, figure out how to be able to justify it so the tool does not flag it incorrectly, or it creates a slowdown. And then tools that we have created, Looming Logic in particular, which is an innovative tool that also now is going to be incorporating AI to support the industry to create faster and better and smarter submissions, brings the different experts together, takes away the sloppiness of the submission, makes sure that it helps us create consistency. So I believe that the future of the consulting firm and how a consulting firm can support the medical device industry takes also a new form. And so maybe we can work more collaborative with the industry, things that we could we again, between different AI tools and expert advice, we can create a better submission. So yes, so the industry needs to understand that the submissions of the future they're going to require a lot more scrutiny. So again, that's so that we can pass the AI tool, and companies like ourselves can be used to really continue to support faster commercialization.
Rita, have you seen any submissions recently that you believe Elsa has been utilized in the review process?
I actually believe that we have already started seeing Elsa providing feedback for us. In recent submissions, we can see tremendous scrutiny around the topic of cybersecurity, around EMC testing, around protocol reviews. So we can see areas that we were expecting that FDA will be following their guidance more carefully. And we can see that the responses we're receiving, they're not just high level, they're very detailed around expectations of the material with the guidance. So these are hot topics. Again, cybersecurity obviously has a lot of expectations related to how we define the risks, how we test it, whether that testing is complete, whether it's relevant to the product. And we can actually start seeing it based on the feedback that we have receiving from the FDA. Another hot topic that we have noticed is also human factors. Again, very clear guidance for the industry. So Elsa can play a great role in reviewing the protocols, the results, how well they're summarized, what they may be missing. So I definitely believe that Elsa has started supporting the reviewers. And again, as we said, we need to be thinking of smarter and better ways to create submissions that can pass the scrutiny of Elsa.
You brought up a great topic of what that means for now and the future. Looking at the future then, where do you see the FDA actually using Elsa going forward? Because obviously we're in a period of learning. So it is what it is now. What do you think it ultimately can be?
Yeah. So this is a really great question because I have been thinking a lot of how many areas Elsa can really support, and not just Elsa, maybe the involvement of Elsa as well, and any other tools, because I believe that Elsa is only the beginning. But I believe that because, again, the mission of the FDA is about safety. And there is a lot of products that maybe today they're a little bit under the radar, most likely because they were considered lower priority for the FDA. Now FDA will have the ability to create consistency among all products. So where I can give you an example, I'm imagining that there are thousands of products today that they actually registered, let's say, as class 1 devices under all kinds of different product codes. And sometimes even myself as a regulatory person that tries to find the right regulation and product code for the product, I bump into products that I say, this is not possible. This product does not belong here. How did they even register this product inside this product code and category? But I believe that when the AI tool is able to scrutinize the labeling against the intent of the regulation that this product is under, they will be able to bring forward those inconsistencies, those deficiencies, those devices that they don't belong in the product category. Maybe they needed a 510K, but they found they found that category that they thought that, it could potentially fit me. I think we're going to see a lot more of this type of efficiency in the coming months and years.
So since this is AI and it's continually learning, obviously you talked about this being an opportunity for it to continue to learn. Looking at algorithms and things of that nature, do you think over time Elsa will be able to infer what is missing and not flag those potential things?
Yeah, I actually believe that one of the advantages of AI is to be able to understand trends And interesting enough, there are trends. I mean, even us, again, as a consulting firm, that we get to see hundreds of submissions, we get to see certain trends in the industry. And we try, of course, to be aware of them, to make sure that we overcome them, have our own ways of helping the industry. Same thing, I believe that Elsa will be seeing the different trends, and it will be and we'll keep up with them, and we'll be able to bring forward to the FDA that it appears that this type of products are having similar issues. That means now that reviewers are going to be able to spend less time with the submission, but see that trend quickly and bring it forward. And again, the mission of the FDA is not going to be from the standpoint that I got you. It's going to be you now need to think about the safety concern so we can have a safe product for the industry.
So ultimately, Elsa is a tool that not only benefits the FDA, it benefits the people making
The
these
consumer,
submissions.
the patient, all ourselves, all of us that we may go to the hospital and be hooked to a medical device. We want to feel comfortable that how the doctor is treating us from the standpoint of a medical device is consistent.
Rita, I think you've given us a really great first glance at what Elsa is now and what it actually means to the FDA and for companies preparing to submit another 510K. I really hope that you can continue to give us updates as Elsa continues to grow and improve. So thank you for your time and your insights today. I really appreciate you joining us.
Well, thank you as well. I look forward to going more in depth in the future, and as we're learning with specific examples, looking forward to future discussions. Thank you again for having me.